If you think staying silent makes you intelligent, this video will make you uncomfortable. You are not calm. You are tolerating disrespect because you don't trust yourself to respond without losing control. You call it intelligence. You call it maturity. But deep down, you know it feels like weakness. If that irritated you, good. It means this is about you. You've been told that intelligent people rise above disrespect, that silence is strength, that ignoring it means you've evolved. That is not intelligence. That is fear dressed up as self-control. Because real intelligence doesn't disappear when challenged, it becomes precise. And if you're honest, most of the time you don't stay silent because you're disciplined. You stay silent because you don't know what to do next. That discomfort you feel right now, that's the truth pressing against the story you tell yourself. The Stoics were never passive. They were selective. Marcus Aurelius didn't tolerate disrespect. He tolerated reality and responded only when response served his character. Epictetus never said, "Let people walk over you." He said, "Decide what is worth your reaction." There's a difference. Modern culture twisted Stoicism into emotional numbness, but Stoicism was never about swallowing insult. It was about not letting insult decide who you become. And here's where most people get it wrong. They think silence is strength. The Stoics knew silence is a tool, not a default. Silence used consciously is power. Silence used automatically is submission. And if that distinction stings, it should. Highly intelligent people experience disrespect differently, not louder, deeper, because your mind doesn't just hear the insult, it analyzes it. You replay it. You dissect tone, timing, intent. You ask, did they mean that? Should I have responded? Did I miss something? And while you're thinking, they've already moved on. That's the trap. Your intelligence becomes a delay mechanism. You hesitate, you calculate, you over-control.
And in that hesitation, something subtle happens. Your nervous system records the moment as, "I was challenged and I did nothing." Again and again. That's not peace. That's internal erosion. Here's the part no one tells intelligent people. Disrespect hurts you more because you expect better behavior from others and from yourself. So when someone crosses a line and you don't respond, the disappointment turns inward, not at them, at you. Every time you ignore disrespect without conscious choice, you train your brain to associate intelligence with restraint instead of response. Eventually, restraint becomes avoidance. You stop speaking up at work. You stop correcting people who misrepresent you. You stop asserting boundaries in relationships, not because you're weak, but because you're tired of the internal conflict. And then something dangerous happens. You begin to resent people silently. You withdraw. You detach. You label it outgrowing them. But you didn't outgrow them. You retreated. And deep down, you know the difference. Let's be honest. You've replayed conversations you never finished. You've imagined responses you never delivered. You've won arguments in your head that you lost in real life. And you told yourself it wasn't worth it. But the truth is, it was worth it. Because it wasn't about them. It was about you showing up as yourself. Every time you silence yourself to appear intelligent, you teach others how to treat you. Not intentionally, but consistently. And consistency teaches faster than words. Ask yourself this, quietly. How many people disrespect you, not because they are bold, but because you are predictable? Highly intelligent people don't react emotionally, but they do respond strategically. They don't raise their voice, they lower ambiguity. They don't insult back, they clarify boundaries. They don't explain themselves endlessly. They make one statement and let silence do the rest. True Stoic intelligence understands this. Disrespect thrives in vagueness. It dies in clarity.
You don't need to defend yourself. You need to define yourself. Control is not suppression. Control is selection. Psychology confirms this. People who disrespect others expect emotion, anger, defensiveness, embarrassment. A calm, direct response disrupts their mental script. Not silence, precision. One sentence, even one look. Something that says, "I noticed that, and I won't absorb it." Highly intelligent people understand this instinctively, but they often overcorrect. They choose no response instead of measured response. That's the difference between intelligence and mastery. In relationships, you tolerate jokes that cut too deep, dismissals disguised as humor, subtle disrespect wrapped in familiarity. You tell yourself, "They didn't mean it. It's not serious." But your body disagrees. Tension builds. Distance grows. Attraction fades. Not because of conflict, but because of unspoken boundaries. Stoicism was never about emotional neglect. It was about emotional honesty without chaos. Silence doesn't protect intimacy. Clarity does. At work, you let colleagues interrupt you, talk over you, take credit for ideas. You tell yourself, "I don't need validation." But the system reads something else. It reads compliance. Highly intelligent people often confuse humility with invisibility. The Stoics never did. They understood hierarchy, presence, reputation. Not ego, but reality. And reality doesn't reward what it can't see. Here's the uncomfortable question. Are you actually calm, or have you just gotten used to swallowing things that should have been addressed? Because there's a difference between peace and numbness. One is strength, the other is erosion. And you feel it at night, when things slow down, when the mind replays.
That's not random. That's unresolved self-respect asking for attention. Highly intelligent people do three things differently. First, they pause, not to avoid, but to choose. Second, they respond with minimal words and maximum clarity. Third, they detach from outcome, not from self-expression. They speak once, then they let reality respond. That's Stoicism. Not silence, not aggression, presence. If you don't correct this pattern, something subtle will happen. You won't explode, you won't collapse, you'll fade. Your edge dulls, your confidence quiets, your intelligence turns inward instead of outward, and people will call you nice, chill, unbothered, while quietly stepping past you. Pause. That's not the legacy of a disciplined mind. For the next 7 days, say nothing impulsively, but say something deliberately. One sentence when a line is crossed. No explanation, no emotion, just clarity, and then stop talking. Silence after precision is power. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means you're closer to self-respect than you were before. If this hit you, you already know what to do.